everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome to part number 2 of our Global Cruiserweight Championship pay-per-view. Of course, this evening we are going to crown our first Cruiserweight Champion in our main event between Fenix and Kushida. We also have a 4-way TLC match between Drago, Andrew Everett, Will Ospreay and Ricochet. But first, of course, we have, as you can see on your screen, Matt Sydal versus Eddie Guerrero. And here we go. We're still in Houston, Texas. Of course, if you haven't seen part number 1 of this this video, then there will be a link in the description below. Definitely worth a watch. We saw Jack Evans and Angelico take on the Lucha Dragons in an elimination tag match. We saw Brian Pillman facing off against Savio Vega. We saw Zack Sabre Jr. taking on Jushin Liger. And then, of course, the main event of that first half of the video was a 6-man ladder match to crown our first #1 contender for the Cruiserweight Championship, where Gargano, Tyson Kidd, Finn Balor, AJ Styles, Tommaso Ciampa and Tyler Breeze all collided, and it was a very, very bloody affair, I must admit. Lots of blood, lots of poor AI in places as well, but still, pretty good match actually. I was very happy. One of the matches that was really fantastic though is Zack Sabre Jr. versus Jushin Liger. If you haven't seen that, definitely go back and watch that one. It's one of the top ones we've done. And I must say, Jack Evans and Angelico looked fantastic as a tag team as well. And maybe at some point we'll have to try and push them on and see if we can give them anything in future-wise tag team division. Of course, the tag division here on Smackdown is very hardly fought for. There are some real top guys there as well. But who knows? Who knows? There are some real top guys, but still, if times are right, then times are right. You've got to give them the opportunity. We've seen stranger things happen in this universe mode so far. So why couldn't the Sky Blondes versus the Club for the Tag Team Championships happen? Who knows? So here we go then. Matt Sydal versus Eddie Guerrero. The match is underway. And two very, very good former talents of the WWE. Of course, Eddie Guerrero sadly left by passing away. Matt Sydal left due to multiple fails of the wellness policy. I don't know if that was the reason why he left. I think eventually they just got a bit annoyed and got rid of him. But still, a really good wrestler and somebody I wouldn't be surprised if WWE try and bring back at some point. Especially with the draft, we know they've reached out to several older talents. Well, not older talents, but several talents that used to work in WWE for the draft. And guys like MVP, guys like Rey Mysterio, who else was on the list? I think Steven Richards was on the list, but Steven Richards is more to come back as a trainer for NXT, I believe. Who else was on that list? The Hardy Boys, which I was devastated about because I think they're absolutely terrible now. It was quite a lot. There was quite a lot of guys you might be surprised about. I don't think Mr. Anderson was on the list, but it wouldn't surprise me if he was someone they reached out to. I know he's had his problems in the past with both Triple H and Randy Orton. Great Hurricanrana there by Matt Sydal. Of course, both these guys like to utilise very high flying finisher manoeuvres. Eddie Guerrero has the frog splash, which he does in memory of his former tag team partner Art Barr. And obviously Matt Sydal hits the airborne or the shooting star press, whatever you want to call it. Of course, when he was in WWE, he was Evan Bourne, hence the name Airborne. Matt Sydal there tripping Eddie Guerrero. Now this pay-per-view has really been a showcase of some of our Cruiserweight talents, but it does not involve all of them. Of course, there are quite a few big omissions that hopefully we'll see over the next few weeks as Smackdown builds up as well. And I see this Cruiserweight Championship being something that might end up changing hands quite a lot of times because it's going to be pretty hotly fought after. Everybody's going to want this Cruiserweight belt, and there's going to be a lot of multi-man matches, I think. Some more big ladder matches potentially, some more, well, we've got a 4-way TLC match coming after this one as well. That could be pretty damn good. It's going to be pretty, I'm looking forward to it, I'll tell you. Eddie now has Sydal locked in. There's the suplex, rolls the hips, holds on to the grip. Into the second. Again, rolling the hips, keeps the grip, and hits the third of the Three Amigos. Oh, almost a free count from that as well. Eddie thought he might have had it there, and Matt Sydal rolls free. Eddie Guerrero, beautiful belly-to-belly suplex. And now goes up top. And I tell you what, if Eddie can hit the frog splash here, this could be a very, very fast beginning to our second half of the video. Eddie does hit the frog splash. In with a pin. 1, 2. And it's only a 2 count. Matt Sydal managed to kick out. Just had enough left in the locker. Sydal now went up for the Hurricanrana. He got dropped though in that reverse electric chair, face first in the into the mat, and Guerrero in firm control of this match. Sydal avoiding a couple of drop kicks there by Guerrero. Now boot into the gut, and hits this sunset flip bomb. And again, both these guys will be guys that will be looking to potentially get the Intercontinental Championship, not just the Cruiserweight Championship. And who knows, Eddie Guerrero might even want to go after the Smackdown Championship. No reason why not. Eddie now running power slam. Drops into the pin once again. A lot of damage been done to Sydal. This could be enough. And it is. Eddie Guerrero, dominant victory here. Wow. Dominant victory for Eddie Guerrero. Really put Matt Sydal in his place. And that just shows the intent of Eddie Guerrero. Not just looking for the Cruiserweight Championship, Intercontinental Championship as well, potentially. And maybe even going for this Smackdown Championship. And who knows, if he can find himself a friend, he'll go after the Tag Team Championship. If he got himself a wig, he'll go for the Women's Championship. He'll go for anything, Eddie. And at this rate, with victories like this, strong victories like this, he could pull it off as well. And this was Eddie Guerrero up on the top rope. This was the frog splash earlier on. This could have been enough alone. But Matt Sydal just had enough left in the locker there to kick out. And at one point we thought Matt Sydal was coming back into this. We thought he had an opportunity. And you see he hops up. Oh, this is after the Hurricanrana. This is when Eddie Guerrero took him up into a running power slam. And that was just enough. That was too much for Sydal. His body had gone through too much. And it was a free count. Eddie Guerrero picking up the victory. So a strong win here for Eddie Guerrero. That's really going to bolster him up the rankings here in SmackDown. Not just in the Cruiserweight division, but of course, like I said earlier on, Cruiserweight. And I'm sure he'll be hoping to get himself an opportunity in the SmackDown Championship picture as well. And here is our second match of the second part of the video. It's going to be a Fatal 4-Way TLC match. Another great showcase of some of the talents that we have available now in this Cruiserweight division. We have Drago, who's recently been traded over from Thunder, taking on 3 of our newest stars in Andrew Everett, Will Ospreay, and Ricochet. And here we go. Still in Houston, Texas. The game's done well so far. I've had 6 matches and they've all been in the same place. Wow, 2K, you're exciting yourself here for a moment. And here comes our first man in the match. It is going to be Andrew Everett. Such a great high flyer. Unfortunately, he had a little bit of a problem where he picked up quite a few injuries. Oh no, he picked up one massive injury, didn't he? He picked up one massive injury. I think it was shortly after he made his debut for Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. It was such a great... Oh, I've not changed the entrance. It was such a great debut. I think he took on Trevor Lee, and they both had their debuts in the same match. And it was a really, really good show. But he got a pretty bad injury not far off that. And it obviously, unfortunately, hampered his career for over a year, I think it was. So glad to see him back now. And he's also working for TNA as well, which is quite good, really, for him. It's going to be an interesting match, actually, with 3 of the best high flyers in the world. Well, 4 of you. I suppose you can give Drago that as well. Drago showed some really good wrestling ability over in Lucha Underground, and Lucha Underground has really given a lot of these Mexican wrestlers a lot of American exposure, should I say. the likes of Drago, Fenix, Pentagon Jr. as well. A lot of these guys weren't really known that widely across the rest of the world, apart from Mexico. I know a lot of the hardcore fans would have known them, but it's nice to see them getting an opportunity now. And Will Ospreay, someone that WWE was very, very annoyed in missing out on, if I know correctly. From what I've been reading, they were very disappointed on missing out on him. They wanted him to be part of the Global Cruiserweight Championship, but he had already signed a deal with New Japan Pro Wrestling. And here is Drago, humping around as he does. It's a really good entrance for Drago. Apart from that little open... Well, I don't know, actually. I missed the wings. I don't know why he hasn't got the wings on. He normally does. Of course, the wings you can use as part of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's entrance. And yeah, this is going to be a really interesting one. I don't know if this still counts as a ladder match, then. You've still got to climb the ladder to retrieve whatever's above the ring. Or is this going to be a pinfall or submission just with the use of ladders, chairs and tables? And I've not really used TLC very much on this game. I can't see anything dangling above Drago, so I'm going to assume that this is going to be a... yeah, I'm going to assume this is going to be a pinfall or submission finish, by the looks of it. Which could mean it could... No, there is something dangling from the ring. Okay. There is a briefcase dangling. There's nothing really in that briefcase, is there really? So, yeah. And here comes Ricochet. Really, again, Ricochet is somebody that I can see going high in this universe mode. Somebody potentially going for an Intercontinental Championship, or... I think if somebody like a Ricochet gets a hold of the Cruiserweight Championship, he's going to dominate the division for quite some time. And this is such a good Ricochet as well. We've often had problems in the past with getting people that don't look like what they're supposed to look like or who they're supposed to look like. But this Ricochet is fantastic. It really is. Tattoos are perfect. Attire, face is spot on as well. And in my mind, both Ricochet and Zack Sabre Jr. between them, the two best wrestlers in the world in my mind. And I'm so glad that Zack Sabre Jr. is part of the Global Cruiserweight Championship, or the Cruiserweight Classic, whatever it's called these days. A little bit disappointed that Ricochet wasn't. Of course, Ricochet cannot be involved because of his Lucha Underground commitments. But I believe that WWE have reached out to Ricochet. They want him to sign up for WWE, but because of the contract that Ricochet has in place with Lucha Underground, I'll continue this in seconds. I need to lean over and press the start button. Yeah, because of the contract that Ricochet has with Lucha Underground, he's not allowed to appear for any other UK televised company until after his last appearance with Lucha Underground has aired. And that is Ultima Lucha Season 3, which is due to be aired, I think it's around about January or February next year. Of course, we haven't even seen Lucha Underground Ultima Lucha Season 2 yet. So that shows we've got a whole another season of Lucha Underground coming before we actually see the end of Prince Puma's reign in Lucha Underground. And then again, that could all just be talk. There might not be anything there at all. So now this is TLC, so it'll be interesting to see if the game actually utilises the tables and the chairs as well. I'm hoping they do. There's currently only one ladder sat there. I'm assuming that the rest of the stuff is going to be underneath the ring, ready to be pulled out. And I would like to see the game use the ladder, use the chairs, use the tables as actual weapons as well. Ricochet sliding Andrew Everett, sliding the ladder into the ring as Drago. Oh, I love this move. Hooking the shoulders of Ricochet. Oh, God, that's an incredible move. I've never seen anybody in real life try that move because I think it might actually kill somebody. Because that's such a dangerous move. If you don't get the angle on that perfectly right, you're going to crush someone on the neck. Ricochet now taking Drago up into a butterfly powerbomb. And so far, no use of the ladder or a table or a chair as a weapon. Ricochet, Hurricanrana on Drago. Will Ospreay joining Everett on the outside. Now Ricochet is up on the top rope. What's he looking for here? Shooting star press. Hit the mat with such force that the ladder catapulted out of the ring. I'll tell you what, this could have been the number one contendership alone, couldn't it, really? Drago now back up to his feet while Ricochet was bringing the ladder back in. Drago, a few kicks, taking Ricochet down. And it wouldn't surprise me, you know, in a Fatal 4 like this match could be a lot quicker than the 6-man match we saw earlier on. Drago just staring at a grounded Ricochet, because that's what the game likes to do every now and again. Ricochet then bringing Drago back up to his feet. Northern Light suplex, dropping Drago onto the ladder as well. Oh, I love this move as well. Northern Light suplex rolls through into an actual suplex onto the ladder. And that is one of Ricochet's real moves. Oh, go on, hit the 680. Go on, hit the 680 on there. That'd be incredible. Drago's across the ladder. Ricochet, 680. Oh, he hit the 450. Hits the 450, but Drago's back was on that ladder. And Ricochet can win this match here. If he sets the ladder up in the right place, he has. Come on, go for the... No, he's not going to go for it now. Drago's back up. Now he goes for it, but Drago is back up on his feet. Ricochet has a hold of the briefcase, but Drago does catch him with that big punch to the back and then into a powerbomb as well. As Will Ospreay and Andrew Everett just fight further and further up the ramp, so we're quite zoomed out now. Now Drago's got to hold the briefcase, and if Ricochet doesn't get up in time, and Ricochet does... And now Drago comes down. And both Drago and Ricochet both had a chance of actually winning the match there. They both nearly walked away with it. And now Will Ospreay and Andrew Everett come a little bit closer. And this is TLC, but still no sign of the L or the C. No. No sign of the T or the C. We've got the L in the ring right now, haven't we? Both Ricochet and Drago both just trying to climb that ladder and both being brought down over and over and over and over again. Ospreay now has a hold of the briefcase and Drago climbing the ladder. Catches Ospreay. And a sunset flip powerbomb over the top. Ospreay in trouble there. Drago, fantastic move. And that will be one of our highlights, hopefully. Now Ricochet's at the top of the ladder. Ospreay taking Drago over the top, and it's going to be Andrew Everett who catches the back of Ricochet. It is Ospreay who brings him down into a powerbomb, almost the last ride. And it's getting quite clustered in the ring now. Neckbreaker by Ospreay. Ricochet back up to his feet, and Drago's just slowly waiting there. Waiting for something to happen by the looks of it. He's just completely switched off. The AI has dropped his controller. Ospreay tried to climb the ladder while no one was looking. There we go, Ospreay. Right hand to Drago. That should reset Drago now, hopefully. Ospreay now setting the ladder up once again. Everett leaves the ring, but Ricochet comes in, catches Ospreay. Went for that dragon suplex. Ospreay reversed into an arm drag. Now sends Ricochet over the top rope. And Ospreay's up that ladder fast. Can he get that briefcase down before Ricochet comes back in? Ricochet's... No, he doesn't. And Ospreay picks up the victory. Both Ricochet and Everett both came back into the ring. And Ospreay had a hold of that briefcase, brought it down. And that's a great win for Ospreay. That's going to, again, boost him quite high up the rankings. Of course, he's not the number one contender because we've already announced that in the first half of the video. But picking up that big match victory in the Fatal 4-Way against four of the biggest names in this Cruiserweight division is definitely going to skyrocket Ospreay very, very high up those rankings. And who knows what we could see here from Ospreay in this universe mode. One of the top up-and-coming wrestlers in the world, as we've seen by the competition to sign him up between both WWE and New Japan. And now he's doing pretty well here in our universe mode as well. And now it's finally time to crown our very first Cruiserweight champion in our Universe mode. The Global Cruiserweight Championship ends right here with Fenix versus Kushida. And here we go, the time has finally come to end our Global Cruiserweight Championship. We've been doing this now for a very, very long time. And finally, Fenix collides with Kushida to crown our very first Cruiserweight champion. This has been about 6 to 8 weeks in the making, this finale. And I'm very happy with the finale, to tell the truth. We've got one of the top Mexican wrestlers in Fenix taking on one of the top Japanese stars in Kushida as well. And this is really going to bring Cruiserweight wrestling to the forefront here. I'm really looking forward to this. And you see Fenix just matching the boards around the edge of the arena with the purple. Not quite sure if he did that on purpose. So of course we already know who the #1 contender for the Global Cruiserweight Championship is going to be. I won't say in case you haven't watched part #1. If you haven't watched part #1, I don't know why you're watching this one first, but there you go. Kushida here entering the arena. One half of Time Splitters. Maybe that's a team we'll have to try and reignite here in this Universe mode. Bringing in Alex Shelley to join him up with Kushida. No reason why not, and it gives us an extra tag team as well, which would be fantastic. Always looking to have extra tag teams. Looking to bolster up the tag team division wherever we can. Of course, Smackdown has a very strong tag team division anyway. And the time is nearly here. There it is, the Cruiserweight Championship. Held aloft as Fenix takes on Kushida. And we are underway. And straight away out of nowhere, Fenix, the right hand, taking Kushida down. As I seem to have lost the ability to talk there for a second. There we go, I'm going again now. Kushida now kicking Fenix away. Fenix back up to his feet. It's Kushida with that big clubbing blow against the back. And there's a lot of, not just pride between these two, but a bit of national pride as well between Japan and Mexico. Both really good creators of wrestlers. Especially both very good junior heavyweights or cruiserweights or whatever you want to call them, light heavyweights, WWE called them for a while. So it's a real good way to compete those two nations against each other to see who, in this case, has developed the best young talent. Of course, there were 4 Japanese stars. We saw Kushida, Jushin Liger, Hayabusa, and Kota Ibushi. I've seen Kota Ibushi. I must have missed him. I should have put him on this pay-per-view, really, shouldn't I? We've also seen 4 Mexicans in the shape of Fenix, Aerostar, who again wasn't on the show. There was also Jack Evans and Angelico building up the Mexican side, but of course that's both because they've worked extensively with AAA for quite some time. Of course we had the 4 American talents, Matt Sydal, PJ Black, who of course is South African but has spent a lot of time in America over the last few years, Andrew Everett and Ricochet, and then of course there was the 4 British talents as well, Will Ospreay, Mark Andrews, who again we haven't seen in this show, Zack Sabre Jr. and Marty Scurll, again we haven't seen in this show. So there's a lot of really good talent adding into this Cruiserweight division on Smackdown. And then of course we have had the few people we've traded in as well. Then add on top some of the guys we already had, like AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Tyson Kidd, Tommaso Ciampa, Tyler Breeze, Gargano, the Lucha Dragons, Brian Pillman, Savio Vega. This is going to be a really strong division. I'm really looking forward to having the Cruiserweights really steal the show in this Universe mode. Fenix now hooking the leg into a Fisherman's Michinoku driver. And I really can't put my money on either way in this match. It really could go either way. Both these guys are so strong. Fenix in with the early pin. 1, 2. It's only enough for a 2 count. Big kick to the back of Kushida. Fenix now stamping on the arm of Kushida as well. Very, very painful move. Fenix sending Kushida into the corner. Brings him out. Ducks the run of Kushida, and there's a double boot to the face. Fenix taking Kushida up. Northern Lights suplex. Kushida goes up, Kushida goes down. Fenix standing, shooting star press at the moment. This championship looks like it's going to be Fenix's. He's completely dominating this match. Oh, he's almost pulled off a free count already. Fenix can't believe it. Kushida back up to his feet. Fenix tilt-a-whirl DDT. And Kushida just can't build up any sustained offense here at all. As soon as he gets back on his feet, it's almost like Fenix just takes control once again. But now Kushida with a drop kick. He's got Fenix grounded. This is his chance to try and build some momentum up. Brings Fenix back up to his feet. Knee to the face. And a lot of Japanese wrestlers have this MMA ability inbred into them as well. Inbred? That's not the right word, is it? Bred into them, not inbred. Inbred's completely different. So yeah, you'll see a lot more of that. And just like this big kick to the side of the head, that's a move that got Kushida through a few rounds here. And this could be enough for him to win this Cruiserweight Championship. Rolls Fenix over, into the pin he goes. 1, 2. No, Fenix kicks out. Kushida almost crowned the champion there. And again, now some elbows to the upper chest of Fenix. Boot to the gut as well. Kushida dropping an elbow into the knee of Fenix. Bringing Fenix back up to his feet. Now sending him into the turnbuckle. And a big clothesline as well. Now Kushida is finally getting some sustained offense here. And now Fenix is looking to be in trouble. He needs to turn this match back around, Fenix, if he wants any chance. Kushida now sending Fenix to the outside. And this is what we want to see. We're in the Cruiserweight division here. We want to see some dives, but no. Fenix catches Kushida with a forearm. And Fenix deciding just to stay there. And gets speared off the apron. Well, I'm assuming Fenix may now be wishing that he'd done something there instead of just stood there looking at Kushida while he was down. Couple of big right hands, a boot to the gut of Fenix as well. Another big right hand. And now Kushida really showing the MMA style I mentioned earlier on. Some big clubbing blows. Kushida rolls out the way of that strike by Fenix now. Referee's up to a 4 count. Fenix sending Kushida back into the ring. There's an elbow to the forehead. And now Fenix slides back in as well. And Fenix back in control of this match. But can he do anything with it? Spins Kushida around. Has him up on the shoulders. Inverted Death Valley driver. Dropping him almost head first. That could be enough. Fenix drops into the pin. 1, 2, and 3. And there we go. We have our first Cruiserweight champion crowned. It is going to be Fenix in what has been a pretty damn good match. Not quite the long match we were hoping for. This whole episode, actually. The first half of the video had a much more longer set of matches, but still the quality shown by both guys. Very high-paced. Exactly what we come to expect from the Cruiserweight division. High-paced and high-risk, as we saw from Kushida as well. But it was Fenix who come out in the end with that inverted Death Valley driver. There's that Northern Light suplex earlier on. So we now know that Fenix, the Cruiserweight champion, will be taking on the #1 contender at some point over the next few weeks. Of course, the #1 contender is Tyson Kidd. So Fenix versus Tyson Kidd for the Cruiserweight Championship. That's coming up in the next few weeks on Smackdown. I'm looking forward to that. This is when I thought Kushida could have pulled it off. That big boot. Phoenix dropped like a sack of spuds. Kushida rolled him over and dropped straight into the pin from that. Wasn't quite enough though. Phoenix kicked out after 2. And here you see him taking Kushida up. Just look at how Kushida hits the mat. Look. Almost head first. Such a painful maneuver. And evidently Kushida was down and out. He was out of this match. And Phoenix wins the Global Cruiserweight Championship and becomes our first Cruiserweight champion here in the Universe mode. So well done, Phoenix. And well done to all the 16 guys, because they've really put on some fantastic performances for us over the last few weeks, over the last month or two as well. And it really has been fun doing these extra videos. And I'm hoping this is what WWE do, because it'd be really fantastic if they reinstated the Cruiserweight division in the WWE and maybe brought a few of these Cruiserweights in to NXT as well, and hopefully up onto the main roster. But well done, Phoenix. And yeah, that's going to be the end of this video and the end of the Global Cruiserweight Championship. I hope you have all enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then, well, hit that like button. Let me know how much you have enjoyed it. And I'll consider doing some more stuff like this in the future. The more likes we get, the more likely. And of course, if you are new around here, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. Really want to get up to 2,500 subscribers by the time that WWE 2K17 comes out. That only gives us 3 months to get about 150, which is a lot higher than the rate I'm currently on. So it'd be great if you could help me out on that. Yeah, I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Probably tomorrow for Nitro, and again on Friday for our next episode of Smackdown.